Hi there, Linda Goodall here. In this video we'll be looking at the presser feet. Your NV950 comes with 8 presser feet, and I've taken them out of the box and I've lined them all up here, and we're going to look at each one individually. So here are the 8 presser feet that come with your machine. And let's take a closer look at this one in the middle and point out some interesting characteristics. All of the feet that come with your machine are stamped with a letter. This one happens to be the letter N. Also, I've oriented these feet so that they're facing you the way you would see them on the machine. So what you want to do is, if you don't know the front from the back, you need to look at the letter and see if it's facing you as you would normally read it. Now, that can be difficult on the N and the I, so another indicator is the toes of the foot. So you notice how these toes kind of curl up? And I kind of think of them like little elf shoes. So they kind of curl up in the front. Now the back also curls up, so sometimes that's not the greatest indicator, but between the letter and the toes, you can usually tell what's the front and what's the back. So let's start over here on the right, and actually my right, and look at all of the feet individually. This is the A foot. The A foot is the buttonhole foot. And what you'll do is you'll put your button in there and size the buttonhole, and the machine can make a buttonhole exactly to the size of your button. It's really pretty cool. I'll show you that in another video. This is the J foot. This is the one that came on your machine. So the J foot is probably the normal foot or the standard foot. It's the zigzag foot. And it's probably the one you'll use the most often because it's the most general purpose one. The G foot is the overcasting foot, and it's used to overcast the edges so they don't ravel out on, like, say, raw edges of fabric. The N foot is called the monogramming foot or the decorative stitch foot, and I want to flip it over and show you something interesting on the back. There's a channel on the back that's not present on most of the other feet, and that's to let the decorative stitches or the heavy satin stitches flow through without the foot tripping on it or catching on it. So the next foot is the I foot. This is a zipper foot. The needle is going to go on one side or the other, so you want to make sure of your needle position so you don't hit the center and break a needle. That would be bad. It's good for putting in zippers, for piping, and other things like that, because it can stitch right up close to the edge. The R foot is the blind hem foot, and it's for putting in blind hems, and you can do that in curtains or garments, and we'll show you how to do that. This odd-looking little guy is the R foot, or the M foot rather, and the M foot is the button setting foot, or the button sewing on foot. And you can sew buttons on with your sewing machine. Make sure it has the holes in the top and not the shank. Now this last guy, this rather hunky looking thing, is the embroidery foot. And this one has to be screwed onto the side of the machine. So we'll need to do a little work to get that one on, and we'll cover that in the embroidery videos. So that's an overview of your feet. Thanks for watching, and come back for more.